my friend, are you a small business owner that loves God, family, country, and capitalism? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the War Plan Briefing. Today, we're going to talk about why you're broke. Now, look, maybe you're not broke. I don't know. I can't see your bank account. Only Chase.com knows if you're broke. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, even if you have some resources, you could have more resources. Now, do I believe in the endless pursuit of more? No, not necessarily, but I do believe that human beings were made to expand and grow until you're dead. I believe you should have a mentor and be a mentor your whole life. I believe that you should push the boundaries on what you're capable of forever. And there are some simple reasons that are common patterns among people that are not reaching their full potential. And look, I haven't reached my full potential, but this is still going to be useful for you, something to think about as a reminder. The first reason most people are broke has to do with their identity. Their identity. Now, how did you grow up, right? We have the nature versus nurture argument. Your parents, how did they talk about money? How did they view money? Was money evil? Was money bad? Was having things something that your parents were jealous of when their neighbors, had the nice car? Did they say, these idiots over here, they just want money, right? You see, the programs that were installed in you as a kid have a profound impact on your ability to create money, your ability to grow and expand, or feeling bad for being successful. A lot of people that I work with over the years, they hit a certain dollar amount, they hit a certain level of success, and they start to feel weird. I call it almost as if they've outgrown their identity. A person like me should have this much. A person like me should have maximum this much. There's like this maximum number in our brain, and when we hit it, we take our foot off the gas or we self-sabotage, and it's not good. Your identity drives your behaviors. Your identity, it has to do with the beliefs that were programmed into you as a kid. If you think about it, babies are born with no beliefs. There's no beliefs born in babies. Everything is installed into your operating system. Beliefs about everything, about people, about the way you deal with stress, the way that you pursue things in business. This is one of the reasons that narcissistic bad people are successful, because they truly believe in their heart that they are God's gift to the world. They believe they're literally better than other people. Therefore, as an extension of that, they go take ground, they go make sales, they go do it, right? And they're not stressed out, they're not overthinking, they're just going and doing it. Now, I don't want you to become a bad narcissistic person, but I do want you to think about your identity. What beliefs do you currently have that are false? What things are not true? Is it really true that rich people are evil? Is that really true? Because I know a lot of broke people that are pretty evil. I don't think money has anything to do with the evilness or the not evilness, right? I think your heart has to do with your evilness or your not evilness. Look, your identity can be upgraded by changing your friends group. Your identity can be upgraded by transforming the type of content that you allow to reprogram and speak into your life. It's a big topic. I'm not saying it's easy, but usually people will never exceed the level of success that their identity will allow. And here's another interesting thing. People that are broke, most of them, they're still like okay. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is that they have a panic number. Just a minute ago, I said that they have this maximum number. Someone like me should only be allowed to have this much. And this is all subconscious. When they hit that number, they self-sabotage all the way down the hill until they hit their panic number. What's your panic number? For some people, it's $172 in your checking account. For some people, it's $100,000. For some people, it's $1 million. But there's a number, a liquidity number in your bank account that when you hit it, something flips in your brain, you take massive action, you go into overdrive, and you fight like hell and push the rock back up the hill until you hit your max number, and then the cycle continues. It's this oscillation of, I've reached the tip of my identity and now I'm going to self-sabotage. Oh God, I'm at panic number, and we go up and down and up and down. And for some people, it's $1,000 up to $30,000, and then they ruin it and get back to 1,000. For some people, it's 100. If they get less than 100, they panic and they make more than that. It doesn't matter what it is, but the principle is upgrade your identity to upgrade your success, upgrade who you believe in your heart that you are, what you're capable of and what you're worthy of, to upgrade the results that you get. That's my first tip. The second reason that a lot of people are broke is their unwillingness to step outside their comfort zone. Now, this is a buzzword, so don't click off this video, okay? If you think you know what I'm about to say, you're gonna miss it. The biggest threat to learning is thinking that you already know. So you may hear people on the internet, or you may read books, and they say, you got to step outside your comfort zone, man. You just got to go for it. You got to step outside your comfort zone. And because you've heard that 3,700 times, your brain shuts off when you hear it. Listen, do an audit on yourself. Take a truth snapshot of the reality of yourself right now. How often and how regularly are you stepping outside your comfort zone? Are you doing it at all? A lot of the reason people get stuck in poverty is because they have enough. that they're like content with, right? And I don't think you should be discontented to infinity, that you should always endlessly pursue more. But if you don't step outside your comfort zone, you cannot grow definitionally. You can't. Myron Golden tells these really cool stories about how for a seed to become a tree, it has to cease being a seed. The seed has to die. The seed has to go down in the ground so that it can eventually go up and become a tree, right? For a bird to learn how to fly, it has to fall out of the nest. It has to go down so it can go up. It's called the law of advancement. The law of advancement states that you have to step outside your comfort zone to yield growth and results and success. It's not negotiable. It's a requirement. It's a law, people. Did you hear me? It's a law. It's a fundamental principle. And people that achieve a lot are continuously pushing the boundaries of what they're comfortable with. They have this little knot in their stomach, not because there's real fear, like a saber-toothed tiger is going to eat them, but because they're scared that they might look stupid, that they might do something bad, that they might do something wrong, that they might make a mistake. High achievers live their life with that little knot all the time. They become acclimated to it. It becomes normal for them to do things that freak them out. They're willing to be bad at stuff so they can eventually be good at stuff. Back to the law of advancement. When you go to the gym and you do some bench presses, okay, you do not get stronger. You temporarily get weaker. You're stepping outside your comfort zone muscularly, right? Your muscles get weaker. The muscle fiber tears so it can fill in with lactic acid. So eventually it can get stronger and it can lift more weight. That's true with money. It's true with sales. It's true with your business. It's true with your relationships. It's true with every part of your life. If you're not pushing the boundaries, making yourself uncomfortable strategically and intelligently, you will not grow and you will be stuck. The third reason that people are broke is because they're chronic overthinkers. You know what the worst part about being a chronic overthinker is? Is that you're probably really freaking smart. The people that I know that overthink the worst, okay, are the smartest people. There's this concept in psychology. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect says that high IQ people underestimate their abilities while low IQ people overestimate their abilities, which is kind of funny. We can all think right now, that one weird guy that's really kind of awkward, but he thinks he's pretty awesome, right? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect, like in action right there. And if you are a smart person, you're going to be prone to overthinking. And the reason why is because you're painfully aware of not only all your own inadequacies, but you're painfully aware of all the possibilities of things that could go wrong with whatever it is that we're talking about. If you want to grow your business, you are very aware. Hey, there's a recession. The economy's shrinking. This sector's done this. Oh, this might happen. Oh, there's liability. I have risk exposure. Oh, what if I run out of capital? What if I do this? And you get in this loop of thinking, and thereby not taking action. And look, you're not broke because you overthink. You're broke because you don't take enough practical action. You're not selling enough stuff to enough people. You're not being noisy enough. But the reason you're not selling enough stuff is because you're wasting all your time thinking and strategizing and playing with spreadsheets. Adults are really good at finding justifications for procrastination. It's not like you're sitting there eating bonbons and Cheetos, probably. You're not just playing Call of Duty all day. You're probably going to work, going in your office, you're showing up, and you're doing stuff, right? You're doing stuff, but you're busy but not productive. You stay busy doing stuff instead of being productive, making money. The reason you're broke is you got to do the stuff that makes the money. And you can't do that if you're constantly over-engineering, re-strategizing, replanning for the 17th time. Look, massive imperfect action is required. Stop being an overthinker. Take it as an encouragement that you're probably smarter than the average person if you are an overthinker, but take it as a slap in the wrist that you need to knock it off and go sell your stuff to more people. Fourth reason so many people are broke is fear. You've heard the acronym false evidence appearing real. Look, sometimes fear is not false evidence. Sometimes fear is real evidence. I talked about a saber-toothed tiger a minute ago, right? Those things, they don't exist now, but can you imagine? You're like walking around in the forest, there's a saber-toothed tiger and it's hungry. It's a skinny saber-toothed tiger and it wants to eat a meal, right? And you're going to be the meal. Fear is very useful in situations like that. But what happens in modern society is that we create these fictitious scenarios where all this bad stuff could happen to us. We fixate on it. It drains all of our present energy away and we get paralyzed. Fear paralyzes you. And most of the things that you're fearing for or fearing about are not even real. Now, they hypothetically could be maybe real, but the ironic part is that the more you fixate on it, the more likely it is to manifest for you, not because of some woo-woo energy universe thing, but because you are not taking correct action. When you're paralyzed, you're not taking the actions to dig yourself out of the hole. Imagine sitting in the hole and thinking about how you're stuck in the hole. And then imagine not getting out of the hole because there might be that saber-toothed tiger. In reality, the saber-toothed tiger is going to come down in the hole and eat you in the hole. Look, fear can be useful, but most of the time in the Western world, if you're a small business owner, your fear is your enemy, and it's ruining your bank account, it's ruining your success, it's ruining what you're capable of, and most of this stuff is not even real. In fact, if you are fixated on fear of what if I fail, what if I succeed, what if I run out of money, what if this happens, what if my customer gets mad at me, what if my employee quits? If you're doing this, okay, what you're misunderstanding is the true risk profile of not taking action. Look, it's true that there's risk in business. I heard this amazing story from Elon Musk where he talked about, someone asked him why he's so comfortable taking massive risks. You got to understand, when he sold his stake in PayPal, he had hundreds of millions of dollars. He took all of it and invested it into this startup called SpaceX and Tesla, right? These startups. And it's a very high risk thing. Most people would be drinking Mai Tais on the beach, but not him. He's definitely not risk adverse, right? And he said that when he was in college, he did an experiment. He tried to figure out if he could live on $1 a day. And so he bought ramen noodles and he slept on someone's couch and he did all these weird things. And for a period of time, he did live on $1 a day. And he said that that taught him that no matter what happens in business, he's not going to die. Right? Let me ask you, what's the worst thing that can actually happen to you? Is it bankruptcy? Oh no, bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a gift of the modern world. If you were born 2,000 years ago, you went into debtor's prison and starved to death and were slave labor forever if you got into debt. That's not the way it works now. If you can't pay your visa, that's a bummer. You get bad credit. But getting bad credit, guess what? That means you can't get more debt. That's all that means. If you got bad credit, they won't give you more credit cards. Boo-hoo for you, right? Look, you can buy a new house 2 years out of a bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a gift by our society to allow you to take risks in an effort to build capital enterprises and to create jobs and all these things. Look, if you don't understand the real risk, you're going to get stuck. And here's what the real risk is. The real risk is sitting there doing nothing. Doing nothing has the biggest risk profile out of anything you could do. Being paralyzed by fear is the most deadly, dangerous, risky thing you could possibly do. Doing nothing means that your life is going to elapse. Time is going to elapse and you're going to achieve nothing. And all of us at the end of the day pay for whatever it is we achieve the same price. We pay with our life. What are you trading your life for? And when you're laying on your deathbed, are you going to say, oh, thank God I did nothing? No. Oh, I made it so that I can die now. I made it. I didn't take any risks, so now I'm going to die. What in the world are you talking about? Come on, snap out of it. If you're broke and you're paralyzed by fear, you're just misunderstanding what you should be scared of. And what you should be scared of is not achieving your potential. And last but not least, the fifth reason so many people are freaking broke or not reaching their full potential is laziness. Laziness is an epidemic. Laziness is a real thing. People that are lazy don't think they're lazy, but oh, they are lazy. People have a misunderstanding of how much work it takes to achieve something big, how heavy the rock is that you have to push up the metaphorical hill with your business. This stuff is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And I don't care how many motivational videos you watch on YouTube. At the end of the day, you have to go do hard things. You have to put on your big boy pants, tie up your boots, do boots on the ground marketing, shake hands, kiss babies, and sell your stuff to people, then deliver on your promises you made, keep those people happy, hire employees to help you, make sure they don't quit, make sure they get paid, manage cash flow, and everything else in between. This is not easy. But people have this idea that they're supposed to have this 4-hour work week. And you know, what's ironic is that some of the people that popularize these ideas of make $1 million and do nothing, you know, this is the oldest trick in the book when it comes to behavioral psychology and advertising. There is an ad that ran for 40 years called The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. And of course, it's selling something that's fictitious and not true, but it profitably was advertised for 40 years. Why? Because people want it to be true. You want it to be true that you don't have to do anything, but you can have everything. You want it to be true that you can have sex but not be a man of honor. That's what the pornography industry really is, if we think about it. It's exchanging everything in exchange for nothing. It's a quick something you get in exchange for nothing. You don't have to, you know, back in the day, people had to like pay a dowry. You had to become a man of honor. You had to like court a woman for 5 years. You had to prove your honor and your valiant warriorship to the whole clan and her family and all this stuff. And getting a wife was like this prize, right? That's not the way it is now. But the parallel to business, and my point in saying that, is that you think you're going to be able to just log on to ChatGPT and type some stuff and you get to make $1 million. No, you don't get to make $1 million. And to the one person in a million where that happens, you're an anomaly and you statistically don't matter. And I'm here to tell the internet and tell you, as an act of love, that you just need to work. There's honor in work. There's joy in work. Stop trying to avoid the work. Do the work. Men were designed to work, so go work. Be honest with yourself. Are you lazy? Because if you have a startup business and you're working 30, 40 hours a week, you have a misunderstanding, my friend, okay? You have to have intentional imbalance for a period of time where you work insane amounts of time with insane amounts of effort. You have to learn compressed knowledge. You have to learn more than you ever thought you'd have to learn so that you will have the chance to become successful. We have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You don't have the right to happiness. You have the right to go try to get happiness. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thank you for joining me on the War Plan Briefing. Listen, did you subscribe to this little cool channel? We don't have a lot of subscribers yet because we're just starting, but I'm pouring my heart into this for you to help you get a result. If you're a family business, a small business entrepreneur, I want you to make more money. I want good people like you to win. I'm tired of people like you getting the scraps, coming in last place, while these narcissistic idiots and these other worldly people run around winning. It's ridiculous. We want to break false beliefs about money. I want to give you tactical, practical things you can do to make more money, to market harder, to sell, to understand systems and the processes and methodologies that will help your business set you free financially so you can change your family tree. If you like all that stuff, then leave me a comment. Click subscribe, hit the bell thing. You know how YouTube works. If you're a YouTube person, do it. Share this with your friends. And when I say leave me a comment, leave me a comment. What do you want to hear about? Where could I help serve you the most? Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Appreciate you. Thank you.